Hi, and welcome back to the channel. Ex-police constable turned paranoid Bible-bashing conspiracy nut and disliker of mobile phones, Gary Waterman, should know better. No, I mean he really should know better. But it seems a few years ago he just went off the deep end, and after understanding how claims are proven or disproven, decided to just blindly accept some baseless horse shit he saw online. A cynic might suggest this is all bollocks, and he's actually either still on the job or is simply grifting and doesn't believe his shtick any more than those of us who point and laugh every time he opens his mouth. Today we're going to look at his most spectacular own goal yet. Willingly recording himself committing a crime and then uploading it to a public website for the world, including the Crown Prosecution Service, to see. He even left a calling card for his ex-colleagues.
And all because the lady loves milk tray.
I'm Gary Waterman, a former UK police constable. I'm going to show you footage now of me disabling a cell tower. Now, I do not advise that you do this unless you've sought suitable advice from an electrician or similar, but the government and their organisations are really leaving no other option. They're ignoring all of the irrefutable, obvious evidence. Multiple police reports have been submitted, and they have a criminal system in place where fraudulent entity companies are being used to implement this technology. And any level of electromagnetic radiation is harmful to biological material, but they are panicking. Articles are being produced suggesting that there is no risk of harm, but the companies involved in those articles are also part of the system and fraud. The entire system in place is centralised to this fraud that is not only criminal, not only victimises you and your children and your family, but is linked to a satanic cult. That is now obvious.
You're a liar! You're a liar!
At Temple United Kingdom company on Company's House that links all of this together.
Whoa.
That's English for stop a horse.
For an ex-copper, he seems to have lost all understanding of what constitutes evidence. Where is this evidence, Gary?
In a world of pure imagination.
Say it with me, Gary. Baseless claims are not evidence.
I'm going to explain how I did this. So I angle grinded the lock off on the power supply cable cabinet to the tower. I then worked out where the fuse boards were, deactivated the main power, checked with an electric meter to ensure that the cable that I was going to sever was not live, severed it with the angle grinder, sprayed the fuse board and the switches with expanding foam, closed it back up, locked the cabinet with a new padlock, okay, and then put a sign on it, making sure that everybody knew that there was a danger and that anyone that reactivates that tower is aiding and abetting murder, and I put my name underneath. The legislation allows this to happen with the circumstances. I honestly believe that there is no other option available but to disable this technology, and we have to deal with whatever comes after that.
Gary, like all paranoid conspiracy nuts, sets the bar for his evidence incredibly low. He's a fan of Britain's most ludicrous conspiracy theorist, Mark. I'm a self-proclaimed weapons expert with one instance of ever handling a weapon in which I accidentally shot a teenage girl in the face and showed no shame or remorse over it, could never pass vetting given this criminal conviction, so you instantly know I'm a con man, Steele. And the shorter named Mark, I can barely spell my own surname and read letters phonetically like a 2-year-old, Bannerman.
Bannerman. B-A-N-A-M. A-N. B-A-N-A-M-A-N. Bannerman.
Here we see conspiratus fuckwitticus in the wild, attempting to demonstrate its complete disregard for common sense and logic.
Oh, fucking twat.
I love how he keeps looking around to make sure nobody's watching, because he knows what he's doing is illegal. Mate, you're planning to upload this to YouTube, and you've left a written confession. At this point, I really have to wonder if Gary is truly an ex-copper. The things he says and does make him seem more like one of Mark Steele's 77th Brigade plants, infiltrating small groups of paranoid fantasists in order to make them look like paranoid fantasists. Yet that's not necessary. These morons do a good enough job of that themselves.
Off. Turned off. Severed cable, power off, expanding foam just on there. Sign. Danger, exposed cable. Anyone that reactivates this tower is aiding and abetting the murder.
Sorry, aiding? What the fuck is aiding? Ah, wait, so you can claim temporary insanity when you inevitably get arrested and charged for this crime.
Aiding and abetting murder, former police constable Gary Wortman. Extra lock, put on. Here we go. You can see the signs, fraudulent companies. Tower deactivated.
It seems that while a tiny part of society thinks that baseless claims of modern mobile phone infrastructure starting a mass global genocide with zero casualties is a perfectly rational claim to accept without the need for any supporting evidence whatsoever, they also think the idea of the police putting a plant into a group of criminals in order to find out about their planned crimes against the nation's infrastructure and stop them is too far-fetched to believe. Instead, they are somehow convinced that a career police officer can just suddenly abandon a lifetime of learning and critical thought, start to believe in magic, sorcery, and satanic bollocks, and fall for baseless conspiracies. There really is no hope for these idiots. But how about you? Do you believe someone as thick as Gary presents himself to be could have gotten into the police in the first place?
Special officer duty.
Do you think he got a brain injury on the job and started to lose his mind?
Did you support Arsenal before the brain injury?
Did he do something dodgy, lose his job and then sink to rock bottom? Or is Occam's razor right again and he's simply still on the force gathering intel on a group of criminals by pretending to be a delusional fuckwit with an angle to grind? Let me know in the comments. But surely if this crap he's coming out with is to be believed, he'd have been much better off bringing the conspirators down from within, passing evidence to the truthers. Imagine that. A modern conspiracy theory that actually has a shred of credible supporting evidence. That would be game-changing for the conspiracy fantasist community. And yet, he passed that up in favour of just making baseless claims and offering no supporting evidence, just like the rest of them. Something smells fishy, and maybe that's why the flies are buzzing round. Who knows? But until next time, Cheers.